to the channel, y'all. This is Too Funny, Too Serious. It's your boy Chris here with your boy Blair. You know what I'm saying? We just coming at you with a little slight music podcast, just because we the most musical people out the group. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and plug yourself in, introduce yourself. You know.
As he said, I am Blair. Y'all should know me by this time or whatever, but giving y'all a disclaimer, make sure if y'all want to purchase any Drew Story merch, link is in the description down below. You can also go to my page on Facebook, stuff like that. Message me any sizes and I'll give you prices and everything. Once again, Drew Story merch, hit me up.
Yes, sir. All right. So how we gonna start it is explain to the people or like anyone watching, how did you get into music and what makes you like it so much?
Well, I would say that it would have to probably be genetics. I mean, music was all around me since I was a kid, since I was a baby. Um, my mother was in the military. I'm an army brat, so it started like that. My mom was a single mother
Gotcha.
of five, and she was in the military. She had multiple jobs, so she was never home. It was just her five kids at home watching TV. We wasn't watching cartoons. We were watching music videos. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I really got really fascinated with music. The next step I took it to was wanting to know the origins of the music. Where did they come from? How it was made? You know what I'm saying? The year it came out. My favorite subject in school is history. So I never look up an album without, like an old album, without knowing what year it was. So,
Okay.
the origin behind it. And like, I'm just so fascinated with music, the origin of it. I just love music, man. Like, music is one of the things that helped me, be calm. I don't know if you ever heard that term. Music
Hmm.
calms the savage beast. You know what I'm saying? So I sometimes I gotta use that to calm myself down, man. That's the best thing to calm myself down.
I feel you. I feel
My
you.
your cousin will look at me sometimes in the house. We're in the house and I have my headphones on while we're in the house. And that calms me down. I love music, man. So passing it back to you, what was your intro to it?
It's kind of the same. Don't know if you know, but like my whole family is musical. Like we all know how to sing, we all know how to dance, we all know how to do a whole bunch. And um, I've actually had on my mom's side a famous uncle who sang with uh, the leaders and founders of the genre salsa. He didn't.
Okay.
That wasn't necessarily his genre, but he still sang with them back in the day and everything like that. So we did have a famous uncle who did make it in music and everything like that, but obviously he was the only one so far
Mm,
um, to get to that point.
right.
Um, but I've been listening to music and singing music my whole life. There's videotapes of me when I was younger, barely knowing how to walk, and what I'm doing, singing. Um,
Same. Right.
so it's like my grandfather, before he passed, used to sing to me all the time on his guitar. That's why I got
Mm,
this tattoo here for him. Um,
right.
so he used to always sing to me on his guitar, sing to us as a family, and do everything like that. Christmas parties was always masterful, you know.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the same thing, man. Like I was a big sports person, so music helped me get into the zone. You know,
Right.
I used to listen to music before the game, and then I felt like I could do anything on the field. You know,
Mm, right.
uh, so that's pretty much it's pretty much almost the same. Um, another thing is, what was the first like? Who was the first artist you listened to that really attracted you to that genre of music?
I would I would definitely want to say it might be everybody's, answer cliche would be Michael Jackson. Besides me being terrified of that dude when I was a kid, I was scared of that. I was scared of this dude. But you could
Why,
not
bro?
that dude looked scary to me when I was younger. I don't know. It was just something about him that creeped me out. Not to mention the Thriller video alone, bro. Like that made me
But it
afraid of
was
him.
so awesome.
Yeah, it's iconic. It's definitely iconic. But besides me being afraid of him, I definitely couldn't deny good music. I knew he had good music because I remember myself going to school, kindergarten, um, singing his music in my head, humming it, and having his music stuck in my head. Can't get it out. So I
Hmm.
knew he had something there. But hands down, I don't know what it is. I still ask myself that to this day. Why is my favorite genre hip hop? That is just it's just hip hop, bro. Like hip
I
hop
don't
is
know.
just
I don't know because maybe from what I see and from talking to you and knowing you and things like that, maybe it's because it was something made by blacks for blacks. You know,
right, right.
because all the other genres was before primarily dominated by whites,
Yeah.
and then R&B became a black thing, and then uh, pop became a black thing, and then rock became a black thing. So it's like it's
Yeah,
all over the place, you know.
I could have swore I could be wrong. I thought rock and roll first rock and roll people was black. That's what I heard. I could be wrong, or I could be
Yes, but that's because they had their music stolen. So
yeah. Okay,
so yeah.
so I'm not wrong. I'm not right. I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Like hip hop, like that's just my main thing. I don't know if it's because it's to me it's uplifting. It gives me, it keeps me pumped, gives me the confidence that I need. You know what I'm saying?
Depends on what hip hop you listening to though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I'm very picky. Not to mention, I don't
Yeah.
just listen to all types of hip hop. I'm extremely picky. Like you know what I'm saying. I don't know. Like people can call me old all they want to, but all that mumbling rap, yeah, I'm good. You can keep that. I'm straight.
So you're more of a lyrical person.
Lyrical, nice beat to it, good production. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like I'm an album type of guy. I like to listen to a whole album from beginning to end. That helps me become more of a fan of you. You know what I'm saying? It's
And
like
if an album doesn't have any skips, that makes you like
it's
them even more.
100%. If I
Gotcha.
can't skip your album, bro, it's a masterpiece to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that means you had to have taken your time on this. You know what I'm saying? You care about your craft. I love albums like that. I absolutely love albums where I don't have to skip. Like I love albums like that. And it's not
Yeah.
that many. So, you know what I mean? Especially
Yeah.
today.
I would say I would say it's kind of the same for me. The first artist I really listened to though, growing up, obviously growing up, Michael Jackson wasn't really like my era. Like I still had his music and everything like that, but he wasn't like
What year you was born?
'01.
Oh one. Okay.
Yeah, he was already like towards the end, kind of.
Right, right, right.
That was like his. I think '01 was his.
Invincible album.
Yeah, I think like around the Remember the Time and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
No. That's like yeah.
It was a little after that, but
Invincible album is that it got that song "You Rock My World" on it.
yeah,
That's the Invincible album.
that's one of that's one of
that was the early 2000s.
and that's one of his best songs.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
can.
one of his best songs. But growing up, I would say I, I grew up listening to everything.
Yeah.
But obviously, like my favorite artist is Eminem. So I grew up. I became an Eminem fan because I was listening to my sister, listening to Cleaning Out My Closet, Lose Yourself. I watched the movie 8 Mile growing up. So I was
Mhm.
just like, damn, this dude dope. Like he
Yeah,
made me feel everything he was putting on a piece of paper and recording.
yeah.
So I was like, damn, like it made me put myself in his shoes, you know. And
Mhm.
that's what music is supposed to do, in my
Yeah.
eyes.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong, like they still love their club bangers and shit like that. But if you ain't really got meaning and soul to your music, I'm not gonna listen to it. Um, but I would definitely say I'm an album person too. But there is certain albums that I know are great albums, but I just listen to the main songs that I like. So I do be skipping sometimes,
Yeah.
but it depends on what I'm doing.
Right.
Um, so I would say because I know you're big in on dancing and everything like that. Was Michael
Mhm.
Jackson one of your influences for that?
Michael Jackson, Justin Timberlake, Omarion, Chris Brown.
Okay,
In that order.
okay.
Like that's how like I was telling you, my mother was never home. We was watching music videos
Hmm.
instead of cartoons. This is when I discovered I knew how to dance was watching NSYNC videos. When I was
Okay.
watching their videos, I was seeing they do them routines, and I'm like, let me see if I can do that. And then this is when I knew I can do it, is when my older sister was like, hey, look at my little brother do these steps. He knows how to do it just like them. So I was just like, okay, I got something here. So then that's when I kept carrying it on, and I discovered like, yeah, you can dance, bro. So like,
Did you ever want like would you ever see yourself doing that as a career
yeah, I mean, if
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 you
I
got the chance to?
if I did now, I don't know. Let's I don't know. I might be blurring the lines when I say this, but as of now, I don't want to say necessarily jump out the window and say it's too late. But if I was
Mhm.
to do it, I wouldn't try to make it into a career. It'd be like an in and out
Okay.
type thing because
Got you. Okay.
me having kids, me having a serious relationship, there's going to be a lot of traveling, and I feel like certain people are built for that type of stuff. Being in a
Yeah,
relationship, being in a committed
I feel you.
relationship, and be able to balance all that stuff out with all the stuff, all the distractions, and all that stuff. So I know myself. You feel what I'm saying? So it's
But
all
with the
about,
relationship that you in, with the type of person you in it with, I'm
yeah,
pretty sure she wouldn't mind joining you either, because
yeah.
she loves to do that too.
Right, and yeah, and I'm very, very much aware of that. And of course, that's one of the things that she like about our relationship, that we both love to dance. We both are dancers. But once again, I gotta be honest with myself. I can't speak for
Hmm.
her. I gotta be honest with myself. Trying to balance all that out in a serious relationship, and I use the term serious very loosely.
Hmm.
Serious relation, committed relationship. There's things that can get in the way. There can be distractions. And I feel like if you're gonna go all the way with that and be fully committed to it, it's probably better for you to be single, in my opinion, if you can't handle it. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm
I
being
feel you. I
honest with
feel
you.
you.
I probably am one of them dudes that can't handle it. I don't do long distance relationships. I can't be away from my family for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? At this point, it'd just be me doing it for fun, and then step in, step out. But she probably would have a different opinion about it. But maybe y'all can do a part two with you and her.
Yeah. Um, like I know the ins and outs of dancing. I'm not as good as most people,
uh,
but I could definitely carry a beat or two.
as long as you got rhythm, bro.
I don't know where it came from because my dad definitely don't got rhythm. I know for a fact it came from my mom. Um,
Yeah, my
but
bad. I'm gonna cut you off. That definitely came from my dad's side of the family because he used to be a break dancer back in the day. He was a pop
yeah,
locker and all that stuff. Like he even made the
my
Milwaukee
dad
Bucks back in the day.
dances. My dad dances the same dance to every genre. It don't
Yeah, I
matter
know.
what it is. He moving the same way.
That's
He moving the same way. Um, but like watching Michael Jackson and Chris Brown and things like that, like that's like damn, those people can move, bro. And then like you try to imitate it, and some people can get it like that.
Mhm.
But like me and other people like that, like I know the basics, but like as far as moonwalking goes, I know how to do it, but when I try to do it, it's not gonna work. I know how to do it in my head. I think I'm doing it, but outside in real life, I'm not doing it.
You want to know?
Um,
You want to know who taught me how to moonwalk?
oh,
A white guy.
really?
Yeah, he was actually like a tutor. He was a tutor in like my middle school. He was a
Hmm.
white guy, and I'm not talking about one of them hood white guys. He was one of them.
Hmm.
He was a tutor, and he used
Like
to
with
move.
the dad New Balances, the
Yeah,
khaki
yeah,
shorts, like one.
type
Okay, yeah,
stuff. And he used to moonwalk down the hallway, and we used to ask him every time everybody see him in the hallway. They're like, yo, Mister So and So, moonwalk. He would moonwalk, and then one day he taught me, and then I didn't even know I could do it. I started doing it. I didn't get it right away, but then I was practicing at home and all that stuff. And I'm like, man, I can do this. And then in no time, I was like, oh yeah, I can moonwalk. She,
yeah.
your
That's
your
crazy.
your cousin saw me moonwalk for the first time. She was like, you know how to moonwalk? I'm like, what? You don't? It was
It's
nothing.
not as easy. It's not as easy as people think it is, though.
Right.
Like there's a way to it, but it's just you got to have the feet and the body for it.
Yeah.
I guess I don't. So as far as hip hop and everything goes, what is your main what is your go to album and what got you into? hip hop and everything, what is the album that made you be like, oh, this is what I'm gonna listen to for the rest of my life?
Um, it's it's crazy. I didn't really start getting into full blown albums till like 2012, 2013. It was and that when I got into that, when I started listening to full albums in 2013, it made me double back to all the old shit. And
Got you.
the
Okay.
first album that I sat there and just pressed play and listened to as a whole
Mm-hmm.
project was J. Cole's album Born Sinner. I sat
Okay.
there, I sat there and listened to it, and I'm like, this is a great body of work. A lot of people disagree, but it's a decent body of work to me. So I was like, this is a nice full project. And then I had to double back and listen to look up what was the most legendary, what's the most iconic hip hop album. I had to go all the way back to the old stuff. Wu Tang.
Wasn't Born Center the album where he sampled a song by Biggie?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that made me double back and listen to albums all the way through. And I was mad at myself because I'm like, damn, I've been missing all of that. I just been skipping shit. Like, damn. Like Wu Tang's 36 Chambers, dog. Oh, that album is so hard, bro. And I'm like, dude, I miss this. Like, what am I doing, bro? Like Wu Tang, Enter the Wu Tang 36 Chambers. One of the hardest albums invented, next to NWA Straight Outta Compton. Like Wu Tang ain't nobody.
That album was iconic.
No, Wu Tang ain't nobody but NWA from New York. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
pretty much.
That's where it actually started. I actually started in 2013. I started late, but it made me double back. So,
okay,
yeah, 2013. I started J. Cole's album.
I would say growing up, because when I was born, the album that had hit and everybody was playing and everything like that was "Get Rich or Die Trying" by 50 Cent.
Yeah. Iconic album.
That was like the first album that I can remember listening to, because my sister used to always play it. And again, there's videos of me singing the song in the club.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was just sitting there just bobbing my head, doing all that shit. So I would say that was the first album I can remember listening to. But the first album I dead ass sat down and listened to from start to finish was the Marshall Mathers LP1. Because that album,
what a listen, right? Shit,
that shit's a masterpiece,
bruh.
You talk about masterpieces.
I double back to that shit too, and I'm like, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong. I witnessed him first coming out. When he came out, I had to be no more than 10 or 11. He came out, I was just like, who is this guy? This dude is something else, bro. He was ahead of his time, because the way rappers
this white guy, and
the way rappers talk now and the way they act, all that crazy, I'm deranged and crazy shit. Eminem did that in the early 2000s. So when he did that, I was looking at him like, bro, he ahead of his time. Who is this dude? And who signed off on him? Who let him in? Like
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre. When he first came out, he gave me that vibe of like, yo, who let this guy in, bro? Like, who the fuck let him in? Like, they didn't fucked up letting him in. Like,
pretty much.
Like,
because it's like, to start off like that album, like literally the third track of that album is arguably one of his best songs, which is "Stand." Which, if a lot of people don't know, that song is based on a true story. Like, there's an actual fan that actually did what the fuck was being talked about in that song. He actually tied up his pregnant girlfriend, put her in the trunk. He drove off a cliff, committed suicide just because Eminem wasn't writing back to him. Right. There's some crazy fans out there that's like that. But that song alone made me be like, whoa.
Right. This
album is crazy.
I think I said that in the last video we did. That shit scared me too, bro. Like, that shit this shit is scary, bro. I don't care. Call me a punk, but
the song Kim is crazy.
You know what else I like about music is when they do albums. I like when the album cover matches the sound of the music. I love album covers, especially when they match.
Because you could tell by the album cover before even looking at a song. You can be you can tell what the album gonna be about.
Just that song, just that album you talk about, Marshall Mathers LP. One, I look at the album cover, right? Before I start listening to the music, I look at the album cover. I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on here. One of the album covers is him in an attic, look like he hiding from somebody. It looked like he just committed a crime or some shit. And then
which is that album.
And then you listen to that album, you be like, then you look back at the album cover and be like, this makes so much fucking sense, bro. That shit make it more creepy, nigga. like.
And
bro.
then his other album, he had 2 albums after that, which was the Eminem Show and Curtain Call.
Oh, Curtain Call.
Was it Encore or Curtain Call?
I think it was Encore.
Yeah, it was Encore. That's basically talking about like him transitioning from Slim Shady to Eminem, and people are like, he did some crazy shit while he was Slim Shady, and then now that he's Eminem, he's realizing that he missed time out on his daughters. He didn't do things the correct way that he was supposed to, and everything like that. So it's crazy because like I said in the last video that we did, which is Goat Talk Part 2. That movie that is going to be out before this one. Like I said, he's the number one artist that I put above anyone. He's gotten me through times. You know, he's focused me up on some shit. I know a lot about Marshall Bruce Mathers III. So it's crazy because like the movie 8 Mile, all his music and everything, like that's his life.
Classic.
And everybody gets mad at me because I defend him so much, but it's like, bro, look at what he's done.
Right.
I wouldn't have to defend him if he was black.
Yeah.
If he was black, I wouldn't have to defend him. You would all agree with me.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
which is messed up.
Yeah, honestly, I never understood the whole Eminem wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a fan, but just not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not a stan.
Yeah.
I'm not a stan. I'm not that crazy.
But there's those.
Right.
But yeah, like I mean, like I was always a fan. Like 8 Mile, yeah, fire ass movie. I remember watching it on bootleg when I was 12.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that shit on bootleg, and I'm like, yo, I kept watching it like it was a regular movie. I was just like, yo, let's like run that back, bro. Like this shit is crazy, bro. Like, yeah, like I never understood the hype with the Eminem thing, but I don't judge nobody. I'm like, okay, people are fans. It is what it is, and I can understand why people is fans of him, but I never understood like the whole big hype around it. Teach his own, but I did try to give him a listen. I went back all the way to Slim Shady LP, and I'm like, that shit. I'm like, once again, who let this nigga in here, bro? Like, who let this nigga in here? I mean, none of his stuff sound like that now, but I mean, I'm sure there's a reason for that. But
I mean, but he also evolved with the time that he's in right now as well.
Yeah. So Eminem is always gonna be Eminem.
I would say the next point that I would want to cover is, I know going back, you said you use music to calm you down. Mm-hmm. What is some situations where you didn't have necessarily the access to listen to a song physically, but you thought about it in your head to calm you down?
Actually, what calms me down, I got to think about something funny. Like laughter is the best medicine. But if I don't physically have my music, I gotta probably go hit the heavy bag or something, bro. And even then, I still want some music with that. Like, but like I don't be playing no games, bro. Like if my headphones go dead, I'm gonna be even more mad. I have to make sure my headphones is charged, phone is charged. I don't be playing no games. I got to keep it on handy. Somebody piss me off, I'm stressed out. I need that sometimes. Your cousin look at me weird all the time. Why this dude walking around the house with these big ass headphones, bro? Because I'm trying to calm down. I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to drown shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the music, it calms me down. It really does. Like, so I used to go to bed with earbuds on. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't do that.
I
used to go to bed with earbuds on just to hide the noise from my DS so my parents wouldn't hear it while I was playing. But that was about it.
Well, yeah, like at one point it was a current situation I was dealing with where it was a lot of drama and bullshit in the house that I was living in, and I wanted to go to bed
Gotcha.
peacefully. I didn't want to hear. I didn't want to go to bed with all that bull crap. So I always
Hmm.
went to bed with my earbuds on, and it was always the same album I put on repeat: Kendrick Lamar's Section 80, and I just let it just play.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying, like, and man, music calmed me down. Like I said, I always refer to that saying, music calms the savage beast. So like I need my music, bro. Like that, that's I put that in the same category as food and water. I need it, dog. For real.
That's what you need to survive.
No, I need it. I need it, bro. I so need it.
uh, just going a little bit on the history here. Um, I do know that the very first um, rap song that made hip hop and do everything like that was the Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight. It was a 14-minute song. Because if you go back and look at any documentary, that song was 14 minutes because they physically just had everything to talk about. They had no limit. Some white people went to them and was like, "Yo, we got you this studio, come in here," and none of those people that was in that group knew each other either. They was all random people. So they just got together, made that group, and went for 14 minutes spitting bars at the time. Because if you try to do that shit now, it's not gonna sound right. Um,
Unless it's a posse cut.
right. But I would say like the evolution of hip hop and rap itself was crazy because you went from the Sugar Hill Gang to Slick Rick to um, LL Cool J to Tupac to NWA to Biggie the list goes on and on. Like you can tell that it changed the way with time. Pretty much, it changed with time. Because if you listen to rap and hip hop nowadays, you be like, damn, this shit low key kind of trash.
Yeah.
But it's evolving with the time. Because the time that we living in is low key kind of trash.
Right. And it's funny.
uh,
I found out that I had to stop that when I've been trying to, I'm sorry, it's not denying it. This shit is trash today. But I had to learn from an OG that, like, listen, we can clown this music all we want to, but just this ain't our era. This ain't you passed your era, bro. So
mhm,
I never look at it like that. OG was explaining to me, like the Sugar Hill Gang, right? They
mhm,
thought Tupac was like trash. You feel what I'm saying? They thought Biggie
yeah.
was trash. They thought they was like them niggas was looking at Biggie and Pac like,
Grandmaster Flash, all of
yeah,
them, they thought they was
them
trash.
niggas was looking
Yeah.
at Pac and Biggie like, what is you niggas doing? Like that's not our shit.
Hmm.
But you already know, to us, legendary, iconic. So imagine what these kids gonna think about. They probably gonna think Yachty is one of the greatest when they get up there in age. You feel what I'm saying? It's possible. We think the
And
shit.
Yachty do got some shit though. I ain't gonna lie.
I
Yachty
like
do got some
when
shit.
I don't mind him when he featured on songs, but him by himself, yeah, you can keep that. You can keep that. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said,
So
I
so
just
how do
caught
you feel? How do you feel about the wave of Milwaukee music that's hitting the scene now?
you on my
Because
line.
we got two songs by two different artists that are on the billboards.
Okay. And who are they?
Big Frank and JP,
Don't know neither one of them.
which Big Frank is honestly, in my opinion, he cold. He one of the best Milwaukee rappers that we got. I ain't gonna lie.
Right. So call me washed up. I don't I don't know neither one of them dudes. So uh uh I told you in the beginning of the video, I'm very sensitive with my hip hop, right? If I can't too much relate to it, then I'm probably not listening to it. And it's crazy. I don't
Okay.
even know them dudes, but 9 times out of 10, I probably could tell you what most of their subject matter is. And that's, what I'm saying? Not hating on nobody. Get your money. I don't have to like it. You know what I'm saying? You got to gang other people that like the shit. So nobody should care about mine.
Hmm.
You shouldn't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's like you fuck with it, but I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So it
Right.
don't matter. Call me a hater, whatever. I don't have to like you. We got a gang. You already got your crowd, bro. It shouldn't matter what I think. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I'm just saying, like, as far as subject matter goes, I'm probably not listening to it, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, I've had Milwaukee local rappers come to me, hand me their CD. One time I gave it a try, and I'm just like, no, bro, that ain't what I fuck. That's not what
I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
Some people in the city is trash. Some of them is trash.
I mean,
but you do got some of them that they got some common sense in their music, you know?
Well, you know what? I ain't even gonna do that. I'm gonna be mature. Okay, so what's their names again?
Big Frank and JP.
All right, so
JP is the one that went viral for having to do something with Diddy.
Okay, and he from the mill.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do everybody.
And he's top 30 right now on Billboard.
Okay, so I'm gonna do everybody a solid. I'm gonna go ahead and check it out because I've been wrong. I've been proven wrong a couple times.
You know I know you probably are like Frank because he don't mumble. He actually, like, you can hear his words and you can think about what he's talking about and everything like that. You can try and picture it and stuff like that. Like, he got his hood shit, but then he got his shit that's like, okay.
Yeah, I've been proven wrong a couple times, so I'm not even gonna be like that. I don't know. I'll go check him out. You know who I didn't want to fuck with. I didn't say he was trash, but I just wasn't listening to him, and I didn't care about listening to him. A couple of my homies was like, "Nigga, listen to 21 Savage." I was just like, "Nah, no thanks. I'm not interested." But then,
I bet you changed your mind now.
Yeah, a whole lot. I ain't even fat.
Bet you changed your mind now.
Bro, 21 cold,
bro.
He cold.
21 underrated as fuck.
That nigga cold. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's like
not too many people show him appreciation that he's supposed to be.
Like, for me, it's like one of those guilty pleasures though. It's like I don't want to like him though. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to like this nigga, but I'm like, this nigga cold. Like, he cold. So it's like I've been proven wrong. So I don't mind. I'll go check them dudes out or whatever. It's not a big deal.
I would say that, like, their songs are catchy and everything like that, and they definitely, the two songs that's on the Billboard right now definitely deserve to be up there.
Okay.
And it's obviously great they putting on for the city, because in the music game, Milwaukee don't got artists like
at all.
You got artists that don't even claim to be from the city.
They should call this city, instead of Milwaukee, they should call it Mike Jones. Because every time I tell people, they should call it Mike Jones. Because every time I tell people where I'm from, they be like, "Who?"
Right.
They be like, "Where you from? Who?"
Right.
Mike Jones.
And you know what's crazy? When I moved to Florida, I've been here for 5 years now. And I tell people, when I meet people, they be like, "Oh, where are you from?" I'll be like, "Oh, I'm from Wisconsin." They be like, "Oh, what part?" They know what Wisconsin is, but then they be like, I was like, Milwaukee. And they was like, huh? I was like, oh, okay. But like, it's crazy because I didn't realize that a lot of TV shows and a lot of movies reference Milwaukee. And I didn't notice it until I moved down here.
Yeah.
The only show that I knew referenced Milwaukee and referenced Wisconsin was obviously that 70s show. Mm-hmm. But as far as like movies and TV shows, like, I just rewatched the whole Disney show with my daughter, and there was an episode that was like, "Oh, I gotta head up to Milwaukee for this convention." I'm like, how come I ain't never catch that before? Like,
right?
It's crazy.
It was an episode of Fresh Prince one time I was watching, and I got all the seasons of Fresh Prince. I was randomly watching this one episode where Will Smith was about to go on the David Leno show or something like that. And it was this dude, it was this comedian that was about to go on there, and he was about to go on stage. And then Will Smith was like, "So what you here for?" He was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm for to go on stage, whatever." And Will Smith was like, "No, you're not for to go on stage. I'm for to go on stage." The comedian was like, "But all my family from Milwaukee is watching." I'm like, "Why I never caught that?" I'm like,
bro, like, it's crazy.
I'm like, "Why I never caught that?"
So I definitely appreciate them putting the city on the map for sure.
Oh yeah, they need to push a little harder. It's like, man, this is long awaited, bro. Like, man, you know how many? Like, I used to be ashamed to be from here when I was younger, dog, because that's how much influence music has. Because you already know rappers, what the first thing they always do, rap where they from. So I'm like, man, I'll be wishing I was from.
The only person we had was Tank. That was it.
But that wasn't no rapper though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's R&B, exactly.
As far as like rappers, all my favorite rappers, I'm like, man, why ain't nobody from here? I'm like, dang.
I mean, we had We had K Camp, but he doesn't claim Milwaukee.
Oh, he from the mill.
Yeah, he
I
doesn't
ain't
claim
knew
it
that.
though. He claims to be from Atlanta.
I ain't never knew that, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I learned some
and he
shit.
from Milwaukee. And then obviously with the new school, we got Lakia, who doesn't claim to be from Milwaukee either. She doesn't like claiming to be from Milwaukee.
Would you
You know,
happen to
she
know
claims that she live out in Atlanta. She want to claim Atlanta so she could stay over there.
Milwaukee ain't what's up? Do you see what I'm saying? People ashamed of their city, dog. Like we ain't got shit.
But I'm saying like for me, I make music.
Yeah,
If I blow up, I'm going first thing I'm doing is going back home and doing something for the community or like doing something to be like, yo, this where I grew up. I'm gonna film a documentary or something. Be like, yo,
yeah.
this where I grew up. This how I lived. You know, like I'm putting the city on the map for sure.
The mill ain't never been on the map, and this is a long time coming, bro. We overdue for that shit. We have not been put on the map.
Definitely,
I've been waiting since I was a kid. I'm like, when's somebody gonna put the mill on the map? But you know what? You know
definitely.
what somebody told me what it was? Niggas is haters in Milwaukee, bro. They don't want to see nobody win.
Yeah,
So that's half of the reason what it is. I you know how many a couple of artists I knew that was up and coming and they got killed because they was creating momentum and niggas is haters, so they killed them.
I know a lot. I know a lot of rappers like that too.
Terrible, bro. Like Milwaukee, big time haters, dog. They don't want you. They don't want you to have shit, bro. That's half of the reason why.
Definitely, definitely. So right to close it out, right now, in your day to day, everyday life, what is your go to? Like, who's your go to artist, and what's your go to album to listen to on your day to day basis?
Recently, or just in the last few years, or whatever. Like, what do you mean? Like, what am I?
Like recently, like when you wake up in the morning and like starting your day and throughout the day, who's your main artist you listen to, whether it's old school, new school, or who's your like go to album?
Okay, so everybody, if you really know me, my favorite artist of the new era is Kendrick Lamar, hands down. But recently, I have not been listening to him. Recently, I've been listening to Kid Cudi. He has an
Okay,
album out called Insano. That shit is so
okay,
fire. And DJ Drama is hosting the whole shit like it's a mixtape.
okay,
That shit is fire, bro. Like I don't even like Cudi like that. But the only reason why I think I'm
okay,
fucking with it because he not doing for the first time he not doing that humming shit. He's actually rapping the entire album.
okay.
So that
Yeah, I remember the song he dropped with M. I was like, okay, he can actually rap
right.
because
So,
I'm used to hearing the day and night.
yeah.
I'm used to hearing that Kid Cudi.
But this shit came out of nowhere, and I wasn't even planning on listening to it because I'm like, okay, all I seen was Kid Cudi name. I'm like, okay, some more humming shit. But then I just gave it a listen. I'm like, this shit is fire. This shit is fire, bro. Because I'm like, he not doing that humming shit. And then the production that they doing over it, DJ Drama yelling in the back. I'm like, this shit is fire, and it's a good album for me to work out to as well. So currently, right now, I got that Cudi Insano on repeat right now.
Okay, I would say me. I don't necessarily have a go-to album that I listen to right now, but if one of the artists that I do listen to drops an album, I'm listening to that album all day.
Okay.
I'll take the whole day to listen to it, whether I'm at work or not. Like when Drake dropped his last album, I listened to it at work all day.
Mm.
When what you call it dropped his album.
How'd you
What
feel about
album just
all
recently
the
dropped?
dogs?
It was all right. It
Right.
wasn't his best.
Mixed
It
mixed
wasn't his best.
it was mixed reviews, yeah.
Yeah, the song with Sexy Red could have been taken out. That song could have been taken out.
Yeah, we don't have to
And
see
that's
that.
crazy because that's some people's favorite song, and it's like,
Hey, you know what's funny? I don't like that shit at all, but this shit get catchy and so start getting catchy, bro. And I'm like, I get mad because I'm like, bro,
it's just the beat, bro. It's just the
I
beat. That's all it
I
is.
was at work last Friday, and I'm at my station next to the dude that I'm working with. I'm like, I'm like, okay, oh the nigga was like, bro, is you serious? And then he starts singing it. He was like, I hate you, bro. I'm like, I don't know what that shit is catchy, but it's like that's why I try to stay away from that shit, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. But I say like artist wise, it just depends on how I start the day. There's days that I'll start the day. I want to listen to some country music. and I'll just fucking listen to country music all day. There's days where there's days I want to listen to Spanish music, and then I'll just put my shit on shuffle, and then whatever genre of Spanish music plays, it plays. And then as far as English goes, there's days I listen to rap. There's days I listen to R&B. There's days I listen to pop. But right now, what I say is my go-to, just because she just dropped an album and I fuck with her music, I've been listening to Ariana Grande.
Okay.
She just dropped the album like a couple days ago. So I just been listening to that album and everything because I've been waiting on her to drop an album. So it's been a minute.
Right.
And then I've also been listening to some Spanish artists as well. They've been dropping shit. And then the album, I say the album I've been listening to the most is Maroon 5's last album,
Okay.
Jordy.
Okay.
That album is fucking amazing.
You know, it's funny. Me listening to you, I think I just found out maybe I'm not as much of a music lover as I thought. Because you ready? I have never, and I mean never, listened to any form of country ever in my life.
What?
Never.
Bro, you're missing out.
I mean, maybe I am, but I've never listened to it like
Because
that.
I'm gonna tell you one thing.
I'm not saying because I think it's trash.
Think like no, I know.
Dabbled in it.
But you think that like hip hop and rap and R&B be telling stories and then things like that? They ain't got nothing on country music.
Oh,
country music, them people be going through some shit.
Fuck you, bitch. You broke my fuck you, dog.
Besides that one, that's not what I'm talking about.
I mean, it sounded like that dude was going through some shit for real, though.
But he was. But I say like the number one in my eyes, the number one country artist right now is Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen got songs with Lil Durk. If you listen to Lil Durk, you must have heard one of his songs before.
Hey, the closest country song I heard was with Tim McGraw and Nelly. That's the closest one.
Okay. You gotta check out some country, bro. That should be getting you in your feelings. You'd be wanting to just sit down, relax, drink a little drink, you know. Yeah. But country music, I got into country music because of my damn dad. Like my dad is weird. So it's like he used to pick me up from school and he'll have it on I forgot the number of the country station. I think it was 106.7 or some shit like that. And he used to just be listening to country music. So I had no choice but to listen to country music because at the time I had no phone, had no headphones. I couldn't do what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I started listening to it and then I was like, okay, some of these songs is actually pretty good. And then now I just be listening to country music now.
How old was you? Do you remember?
I was in elementary school.
So I'm only asking that because like you talking about when your dad used to come pick you up and you would hear what he playing. Me and your cousin, we had this challenge where we gave each other 3 albums that we used to remember listening to as a child. We would remember our parents playing as a child. Mm-hmm. She had to give me 3 of hers that her mom used to listen to, or her dad, or whoever, and I used to give her 3 of hers, 3 of mine, what my dad used to have me listening to. So going down the line, she got to listen to Nas's Illmatic. She got to listen to Juvenile, 400 Degrees, and she got to listen to Biggie, Ready to Die.
So she has to listen to all of those?
She got to listen to all those. Because I'm putting her on, and vice versa. And I said she can give me 3 albums that she usually listens to. I said they can even be Spanish, even if I don't understand. Maybe you know what I'm saying. Maybe you can put me in your vibe. You know what I'm saying. Put me in your. Let me see how you grew up. All I'm be thinking about is Let
me hear these 3 albums that she named. Because if they trash, I'm finna get on her ass.
In sync, on God.
That's gonna be easy because that's my boys. Like that's easy.
But which NSYNC album? You can't just say NSYNC.
Bye.
Okay, what was the other 2?
Who I say? Dangerously in Love by Beyonce.
Now that might be a chore. I'm not gonna lie. No distance. No distance to Beyonce. That might be a chore a little bit. But,
okay. The third one was what?
Oh, and Nellyville.
That one I don't
Okay.
care about because you know they got Air Force Ones. That's my shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised you probably already heard that album already.
Yeah, you know, of course, like I said, she gave me some easy one. I thought she would have gave me like some Spanish artists at least.
Shit,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
would have
Like give me a challenge. But she said, because you know, she don't know none of my shit. Like that, I feel like the only
ready or die, whatever.
ready to die. But she gonna that juvenile 400 degrees.
She probably know Juvenile.
She gonna know only back that ass up. That's it. And when I listen to that album, I skip that song. Everything else I don't skip. Cause like, what the fuck I'm listening to that shit for? What the fuck?
Hey, Miguel said ready or not.
Ready or not.
He said Lee, ready or not.
Oh, the Fugees. That's what that album.
That ain't that album hard. That ain't hard. That ain't gonna be no trouble.
Okay.
That album hard, bro.
All right, so let me give you 3 albums then.
Okay.
Y'all should give each other 3 albums and do that challenge.
Let me look at my library real quick.
You should give him 3 albums and and like that. Give him 3 albums.
Hey, yeah, if you got me listening to Fugees, the score, that's the name of the album. The score, bet that album fire.
Chris, you give him 3 albums and you give him 3 albums, and next podcast y'all talk about it.
Okay, let me see here.
I'm
gonna give you a couple of. I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna mix it up, English and Spanish.
Okay.
Let me see here. What was a good? Oh, what was that? What was that album? Where is that? So the album is called "All Is Yellow" by Lyrical Lemonade.
All Is Yellow, Lyrical Lemonade.
Lyrical Lemonade is the director he's basically Cole Bennett. Cole Bennett, the director.
And what's the name of
it? Directing music videos. It's called All Is Yellow. It got Juice WRLD, Corday, Eminem. It got a lot of people on there.
Oh, it's one of them.
It's like a DJ Khaled album, but he don't say nothing.
Okay. I might like some shit on here.
And then I have the album. Where's that? I don't know if you listen to Juice WRLD, but the album Goodbye, Good Riddance.
No, I do not listen to him, but Goodbye, Good Riddance.
It's called Goodbye and Good Riddance.
Right here. Got it. It's a 5-year anniversary edition.
Yeah, it's been out for a minute. And then the last one is this one right here. It's a Spanish album, but it has Lil Wayne on it. It has Rich the Kid on it. It has 50 Cent on it. Future. It got some shit on there.
Word. What's the name of it?
I don't even know if that has a name, but I know the last name is Cabron, but I don't know what the first one is.
Oh shit. We got cuss words on the album. So you ready for mine?
Hold on, let me write it down.
So
go ahead.
So like I mentioned, you have to listen to that. You have to listen to that Cudi Insano album.
Okay.
That's one.
Cudi.
And then the second one, you gotta listen to my boy Vince Staples.
Okay.
FM. That's what the name of the album called. FM. Fire all the way through. Then my last one, Isaiah Rashad, The Sun's Tirade. Fire also all the way through. Okay. When you listen to all these albums, keep a fire extinguisher right next to you, bro. Fire, straight heat, dog. I'm telling you, like, those are some, bro. I got so many more, but them 3 albums alone, bro.
You said Isaiah Rashad was what?
The Sun's Tirade. It should pop up. The Sun's Tirade. Straight heat. Those are all 3 of them albums, heat, bro. Like that shit is those albums is fire as fuck.
All right, I'm gonna have to check it out for sure.
So yeah, those are my 3 for you, and I got my 3 from you.
All right, so closing out here, this is gonna be like a little, how do I say it, like a little special thing just for me and him. So if you guys have any topics as far as music goes that you would like us to talk about, we will also be trying to do reviews together to some new music that comes out, and maybe I'll give him some reviews, or we'll do some reviews on some music he's never heard. I'll probably try to open him up to some more genres and things like that. So we'll definitely try to do that. If you have any points, questions, or anything like that, comment them down below. And don't forget, hit them up for Drew Story. More merch will be coming soon. Just hit them up for hats, jackets, hoodies, shorts, pants, anything you could think of. He got it.
Got baby
So definitely
clothes.
hit him up. Yeah, baby clothes, you know. So on that note, we signing off. And this was Too Funny, Too Serious. Deuces.
Peace.